All right, fight fans, buckle up because we've got a heavyweight clash of words that's making the Fury Wilder trash talk look like a friendly chat over tea. The gloves are off, and the verbal jabs are flying faster than a prime Mike Tyson combination. What's got everyone's tongues wagging? It's the aftermath of Shakur Stevenson's latest victory, and boy oh boy, is Tank Davis catching some heat. Let's dive right into the storm that's brewing between these two lightweight titans. On one side, we've got Shakur Stevenson, fresh off his win against Artem Hartunian, looking slicker than an oil on a hot pan. On the other, Tank Davis, the knockout artist, who's been watching from the sidelines and apparently isn't impressed. But before we get into the nitty-gritty, let's set the stage with some ringside reactions that are hotter than a fighter's corner between rounds.
All about knockout. Shakur got skills. Of course, like we all make our mistakes, but like I said today, he did what he's supposed to do and he looked real good.
Do you think, sorry to cut you off, champ, you think he's ready for somebody like Tank? Well, we want to hear from you.
First off, back the camera up because you're a little bit too close.
Okay.
Clarissa Shields came out swinging in Shakur's defense, saying, boxing isn't all about knockout. Then she went on to write, the hate come with this. You move around the ring, you a track star. You walk them down and beat them up, they'll yell, but you ain't get the KO. It's always something. Can't make everyone happy, but I'm happy. Congrats, Shakur. On to next, and keep building.
Facts are cat. Shakur Stevenson can't beat Gervonta Davis.
Honestly, I think that's facts. We seen Tank last fight. We seen how much he got hit by Frank Martin. We also seen Fake struggle with Pitbull. So I think when you get a technical fighter like Shakur Stevenson, he gonna break him down, and I don't think he gonna wait for that knockout to come like all his other fights.
Meanwhile, the Whistle podcast threw their hat in the ring, claiming Shakur's got what it takes to dethrone Tank. Shakur Stevenson is believed to be capable of beating Gervonta Davis. The Whistle podcast panelist cites Tank Davis's recent fight against Frank Martin, where he reportedly got hit frequently. They also mentioned Tank struggling against Pitbull. The argument is that a technical fighter like Shakur Stevenson would break down Davis and not wait for a knockout. But not everyone's singing Shakur's praises. Some fans on X were less than thrilled, with one saying, "Boo birds out" at the Shakur fight again. He's been a little more aggressive and he's controlling the fight, but it's not the most aesthetically pleasing to the eye.
One punch power to end the fight. If he catch fucking Shakur, bro, Shakur ain't never been hit. But if he catches him, bro, it could be it. You know what I mean? Because he's one of the best finishers in the game. So
that's a fight that gotta happen.
But Shakur's gonna make sure that don't happen, and that's the concentration that he has. He's gonna have the concentration all night, and he's gonna take limited chances. It's gonna be a boring ass fight, but Shakur should be able to pick it off. Yeah. And if Tank starts to rush in and start, get ahead of himself, Shakur gonna pick him apart. But again, Tank, they got that timing. He got every punch in the arsenal, bro. I mean, it's going to be a difficult fight for Shakur, but I still think Shakur can get him, bro.
And let's not forget Tim Bradley's sake. Tank has the IQ and one-punch power to end a fight. He is one of the best finishers in the game, but he also noted, if Tank rushes in, Shakur will pick him apart. Now, let's break this down like a ref separating two fighters in a clinch. Shakur's latest performance might not have been the fireworks display some fans were hoping for, but it's got everyone talking. And you know what they say in boxing, there's no such thing as bad publicity, right? Stevenson's been catching flack for his low knockout rate, with some critics saying he's more track star than knockout artist. But here's the thing, in a sport where one punch can change everything, is playing it safe really such a bad strategy? Shakur's defense is tighter than Fort Knox, and he's making world-class opponents look like they forgot how to throw a punch.
So, Gervonta Tank Davidson team, they clowning Shakur Stevenson because Shakur Stevenson is going to fight Artem Hartunian in his next fight, which is July 6th. His last fight with legendary promoter, top-ranked CEO Bob Arum and ESPN in his hometown in Newark, New Jersey, right? And essentially what they're saying is there's a rivalry, a massive rivalry brewing now between Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Tank Davis. It was always there, but it was being overshadowed by the rivalry between Devin Haney and Gervonta Tank Davis. But since Devin Haney lost, and he had a bad loss to Ryan Garcia April 20th, a bad loss all the way around.
But Tank Davis's camp isn't buying it. They were clowning Stevenson for taking on Hartunian, saying it's a step down in competition. It's like they're trying to say, hey, Shakur, while you're playing patty cake, Tank's out here facing real threats. Here's where it gets juicy though. Stevenson's been having a hard time locking down those big-name fights. Frank Martin pulled out faster than a fighter with a cut over his eye. Isaac Cruz said, no thanks, quicker than a referee stopping a mismatch. And Lomachenko? He's busy chasing other opportunities, like a welterweight moving up to middleweight for a title shot. So what's a fighter to do when the big names are ducking him like he's throwing haymakers in a phone booth? Stevenson's taking what he can get, but he's not shy about calling out the top dogs. He's been yapping at Tank and Loma like a chihuahua that thinks it's a pit bull. All bark, but is there any bite? Tank's team, meanwhile, is playing it cool. They're watching Stevenson's every move like a cornerman studying the opponent. They know Shakur's a threat, a high-risk, low-reward kind of fighter that makes managers lose sleep and fighters second-guess their career choices. But here's the million-dollar question. Is Tank really afraid of Shakur, or is he just being smart? In this game, picking your battles is as important as knowing how to throw a punch. Tank's got the bigger name, the belt, and the knockout highlight reel that makes fans drool. He's in the driver's seat, and he knows it. Stevenson, on the other hand, is like the hungry contender who's got all the skills, but can't seem to land the big fight. He's the boxing equivalent of that indie band everyone says is the next big thing, but can't get radio play. His latest performance? Let's just say it wasn't exactly a chart topper. The Prudential Center crowd was heading for the exits faster than a boxer's entourage after what they termed a boring match. Stevenson himself gave his performance a C+. That's like a straight-A student getting a B and acting like the world's ending. But hey, at least he's honest, right? Now, Stevenson is a free agency like a prize rookie in the draft. But after his last two performances, you've got to wonder, is he still the hot commodity he once was? He turned down a fat 5-fight deal with Top Rank that would have had him rolling in more dough than a bakery. Was that a smart move? Or is he about to learn a hard lesson about striking while the iron's hot? The boxing world is split like a decision in a close fight. Some see Stevenson as the next big thing, a defensive wizard with the potential to rule the lightweight division. Others are wondering if he's all flash and no bang, a fighter who's more likely to win on points than send fans home talking about a highlight reel KO. But let's not forget, this is boxing, where fortunes can change faster than a fighter stands. One big win, one spectacular KO, and suddenly Stevenson could be the name on everyone's lips. And Tank? He might have found himself in a position where he can't ignore the challenge anymore. This rivalry between Stevenson and Davis is shaping up to be more than just a fight. It's a clash of styles, of personalities, of East Coast pride. It's got all the makings of a classic boxing rivalry, the kind that fans will be talking about for years to come. So, what's next for these two lightweight titans? Will Tank continue to brush off Stevenson's challenges like they're nothing more than a pesky jab? Will Shakur find a way to turn his technical brilliance into the kind of excitement that fills arenas and empties wallets? Or are we in for a long, drawn-out dance that'll have us begging for these two to finally step into the ring together? One thing's for sure, the boxing world is watching every move, every word, every fight is being scrutinized like it's under a microscope. The pressure's on, and it's only going to get more intense. For Stevenson, the challenge is clear. He's got to find a way to turn his undeniable skill into the kind of excitement that makes fans stand up and take notice. It's not enough to win. In this game, you've got to win big, and you've got to do it in style. Tank, on the other hand, has to be careful. He's on top right now. But in boxing, you're only as good as your last fight. If he keeps ducking the big challenges, fans might start to wonder if he's all hype and no substance. This isn't just about who's the better fighter anymore. It's about legacy, about proving who's the real king of the lightweights. It's about silencing the doubters and cementing a place in boxing history. So, fight fans, keep your eyes peeled and your ears open. This Stevenson-Davis saga is far from over. We might be witnessing the birth of a rivalry that'll define this era of boxing. Will it be Shakur's technique or Tank's power that comes out on top? Will we see them settle in the ring? Or will this remain a war of words? Whatever happens, one thing's for sure. The lightweight division is heating up, and we're all in for one hell of a show. So grab your popcorn, place your bets, and get ready for the fireworks. Because in the world of boxing, the next big upset is always just one punch away. And remember, fight fans, in this sport, it's not just about who wins or loses. It's about how you play the game, how you carry yourself, and how you face the challenges that come your way. Stevenson and Davis are writing their stories with every jab, every dodge, every word. The question is, who's going to write the next chapter? Until next time, keep your guard up and your eyes on the prize. This is the sweet science where anything can happen, and often does. Stay tuned, because this Stevenson-Davis saga is far from over, and you won't want to miss a single round.